Welcome back to our gavel-to-gavel coverage of the George Floyd trial, the Derek Chauvin murder trial. I want to take you to a defense witness yesterday and what many describe as a jaw-dropping moment. Listen carefully, because he is basically saying that when George Floyd was on the ground, the words that he used were resting comfortably. Take a listen.
Even though Mr. Floyd by this point had become, as you put, compliant. Fair?
More compliant, yes.
Well, what part of this is not compliant?
So I see his arm position in the picture that's posted.
Right.
That, you know, a compliant person would have both their hands in the small of their back and just be resting comfortably, versus like he's still moving around.
Did you say resting comfortably?
Or laying comfortably?
Resting comfortably on the pavement.
Yes.
At this point in time, when he's attempting to breathe by shoving his shoulder into the pavement.
I was describing what the signs of a perfectly compliant person would be.
So attempting to breathe while restrained is being slightly non-compliant?
No.
Dr. Laura, your thoughts on the words resting comfortably?
You know, when I was watching the trial, when he said that in real time, literally I gasped, Dale, because I said, did he just say resting comfortably? The jury members also reacted to that comment because it was so insensitive. It showed that he just, no humanity. Like, did he not see, Dale, the bystander video that we all saw? How are you resting comfortably when you have someone pressing your face onto the pavement? You're gasping, trying to catch your last breath, trying to breathe, and that's resting comfortably with two other officers on your back. Like, the look on the prosecutor's face, he was in shock, and that's the only time in this trial I've seen him genuinely shocked, and he should have been, because that showed that this witness is insensitive. He has no type of, again, caring or compassion for George Floyd, for just a human being. I mean, it was the most insensitive thing, and what it did is it hurt his credibility for the jury, because they were looking at him in the same amount of shock and awe as I was.
And James Cook, there's that old saying, you never ask a question as a lawyer you don't know the answer to. That really being described as a jaw-dropping moment might just be the understatement of the century.
Yeah, I'll add to what Dr. Lord said. And here's the thing. He's an expert witness. He's doing exactly what he's paid to do. He's paid by the defense to offer testimony which is plausible and which will completely dispute what the prosecution said, all for the purpose of confusing the jury and giving jurors who basically already made up their mind that they want to hang the jury, he's giving them a way out.
So Barry Broad, you're right, is an expert witness. Does it hurt him, and Mr. Cook, I'll ask you this question first, does it hurt that he approached both the defense and the prosecution to offer his services?
Well, so on the one hand, yes, and it depends on how the lawyer deals with it in trial in front of the jury, right? So you can make a big deal out of it if the situation is right, but you have to remember that both sides are paying for their expert witnesses. And that's the way it has to go, because you need to find professional people that understand how to frame their opinion so that it helps the jury, so that it offers, so that it's based on legitimate science and study. And so both sides pay. So it really depends. I would think that in this case, for either side, that you wouldn't want to make a big deal out of how much the expert witness is paid.
Dr. Laura, I heard a lot of people saying after that testimony perhaps the defense should ask for its money back, but we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more about what the prosecution had to say about what the defense had to say yesterday. Stay with us. You're watching BNC's Gavel to Gavel coverage of the Derek Chauvin murder trial. We'll be right back.